Everybody, it's Invicta. Time for another Eden Run here, the Binding of Isaac Victor Repentance Plus series. Happy Tuesday, Mosh Pit. I hope you had a great weekend. I hope you had a good start to your Tuesday as well. We are waiting for another video to cross 3,000 likes to get the like streak goal up and running. And thank you again, everyone, for the support. Like I said, hope you had a great weekend and a great start to your 2025s here in the Mosh Pit. And speaking of which, here's your meme of the day from the Mosh Pit. This one brought to you by Zwei Enjoyer again on the Invicta subreddit. Title thread was, guess who wins? I think you should be able to kill hosts if you deal ridiculous amounts of damage in a short period. I also agree, but I'm pretty sure the host is still going to win that one, at least from the hydraulic press. I honestly, this is the first time we've ever had a hydraulic press crossover, so I'm down for it. Thank you very much, Zwei Enjoyer, and everyone who upvoted that one. Today is going to be Tango Quebec, Yankee Zulu, Juliet Sierra, Charlie Romeo. Again, we started off here with Eden's Blessing from yesterday, but we don't. Superman's pretty good. We don't really have that great of stats, surprisingly, and actually, I mean, kind of surprisingly, kind of unsurprisingly, we are going to be able to get this bomb here. And I'd like to go in the curse room. We have plenty of HP to do so. So that's the only thing that we really have in abundance right now is HP. Damage is terrible. Tears are even worse. Shot speed is just horrific. I don't think the secret room's there, but we might as well try. Even if it was there, I don't know if it would have hit there. There was a little bit too much separation. So not a great start that I would say anyway. Secret room's definitely there. Getting some kind of movement speed buff, or I mean magic mush, mini mush, anything would be great right now. This is one of those starts that you see and you just have to be like, yeah, we are going to need all the upgrades. Now you may have just seen our stats increase there. That was after taking damage. That's because of Bloody Gust. Bloody Gust will buff our damage and tears rate depending on how many times we've been hit during the floor, and then that bonus subsequently resets. We also started with the poop, which is, you know, not the, I wouldn't say the premier active item. In fact, it's a pretty crappy item. Thank you. Don't worry, I'll be here all night. But occasionally the poop can give you like the random soul heart. It can give you the random coin that can help out stuff. It's just not an item that you're going to really want to hope anyway, that you have to rely upon. Going up against Gemini. I don't know who Gemini is. Gemini? We can do stuff like this. Well, he didn't continue following me. So I'm gonna see if we can get him wrapped around here, then do that. Aha! My problem now is that we've effectively made a dead end for us to go into. Wow, I can't believe that they're both still alive. And what's scary about this start here is the fact that we started with eye drops, which is also an item that breaks the tears cap, and we still end up having 2.99 damage, or 2.99 tears. And remember, this is augmented by Bloody Gust, so our starting tears rate was even worse than this. We should go back and just see. I doubt there's a first floor sacrifice room, but we might as well go check. See what's in here. Gonna be a Lust fight now. With Lust here, we can get the virus, which would be a nice movement speed upgrade. Whoa there, careful there. Although if we take damage against Lust, it's not that big of a deal because we have Marrow, which is basically the Holy Mantle according to the Mosh Pit. Or at least a couple people in the Mosh Pit. If you don't know where that meme originates from, someone famously said that there we go. Nice. Someone famously said that that Marrow is essentially Holy Mantle. And I was in disbelief but not shock. We could get a man, early fanny pack would be great here. We've been putting a lot of money back into our donation machine, so I don't mind using our final bomb for this. Fanny pack, even though you wouldn't really consider it to be a Sinvicta item, it does give us synergy because, yes, we do have to take damage in order for it to actually pay out, but it synergizes very nicely with Bloody Gust, which is what we have. We go on to last week's question of the episode. This is from the Goodbye 2024 episode. Obviously, that was the end of the year. I hope everyone had a great New Year's. And again, most of the comments in that episode were basically just everyone wishing everyone in the Mosh Pit a Happy New Year and Happy Holidays, that kind of stuff. But we did have a comment come in from Viv Broddock, or Brodock, who actually didn't have any upvotes as well. There was a couple of other questions there, but they've been asked before. But this one I did like. Viv said, question the episode: if you had 2 of 3 Beelzebub items and your boss is Baby Plum, would you grab Plum's flute just to get the transformation, or is it too dangerous to try to get the guaranteed drop and or the flute is so bad compared to a normal boss item that it's never worth it? So it's a multifaceted question, but the first thing that I will say, oh man, teleport meta baby. The first thing that I will say is that if I had 2 or 3 Beelzebub, in my opinion, it would be worth waiting for the Plum flute. And if you don't know how, I mean, it's been 3 years now, or so, however long it's been since Repentance has been out. So I don't mind at this point spoiling this little nugget of information. But if you did not know, if you don't attack Baby Plum, she does drop the Plum flute, guaranteed. She'll just basically just leave as long as you don't attack her. If you attack her, then this doesn't work. You have to just leave her alone. But that does contribute towards the Beelzebub transformation. And early flying especially is fantastic in Isaac. It's worth more than a boss fight, than a boss room item would be. But that being said, a late flute, like a late Plum flute or something like that, would not be something that I'd be interested in, just because I think that unless if it's guaranteed Beelzebub, there's just no reason to do that. You're still going to want to have the stats up from any kind of boss drop, or even at the very least HP. But in this specific scenario, I would actually wait for the Plum flute. The only thing is that it's very, very, very rare to get 2 or 3 Beelzebub in the first floor, basically. First 2 floors is about the only time you ever see Baby Plum as a boss. Infinite Rock here, and a very apt timing of 2 bombs. Oh, we have so much HP, dude. Let's go get our double deal first. We could double back and see what we've got in terms of our shop and possibly the vault if we get another key. I'm not going to mess around with this. I'm just going to use the Algis rune. We have the virus, so this is going to be we're going to be able to poison everything that we touch, which is nice. Black Haunt is not sure what to think of that, and we don't care what Black Haunt thinks. We get another HP upgrade. And mama. Oh, mama. Yeah, this is going to be an absolute ton of damage. Mom's Knife and Sinvicta Robes. Now we just need one item. We basically just need one key to get us to the vault, and that was not it. Probably would have been better if I just bombed this chest here. We got another bomb back, but the secret room could be there. I don't want to use our only bomb, though. We should go into the curse room as well. So Mom's Knife obviously going to give us a massive amount of damage. Obviously we cannot have a Mom's Knife run without mentioning the people that absolutely hate Mom's Knife. Oh, we got another key. Not the one that I wanted, but I think the secret room could be there, and I'd be totally wrong. So there's no real reason for us to go into the shop at this point. We only have 5 cents. If there's a sack room, I would definitely play it, especially with us having Fanny Pack. Super secret room's to the left of there, by the way. It could be north of here as well, but it's more likely to the left of that room I just pointed out. Wasn't it? It was Brother Bobby, right? Yeah. Good double deal. Good floor. We needed that. I should mention, by the way, on last week's comment of the question of the episode, Minzo88. Apparently, they've asked the question twice, and I've accidentally skipped it. So I apologize, Minzo. If you leave your question here, I won't guarantee it, but I can hope that the Mosh Pit will upvote your question for a 3rd time, and I will see it. I'll make sure that I see it, no matter what. Can't guarantee that I'll ask it or I'll read it, depending on what the question was, because I don't remember it. But I will make a concerted effort. See it next week. Okay, so we do have our sacrifice room here. Secret room's going to be to the left of here. Teleport meta can at least get us out of the curse room for half price, which I do like. Man, our range is super bad. Of course, I'm not really charging the knife either that much. Mom's knife, obviously, it does a massive amount of damage. It allows us to scale very, very well with pretty much any damage upgrade. We could do melee attacks, which don't quite synergize. I wouldn't really say that it's a synergy with the virus because you have to actually make physical contact with an enemy to actually get any kind of payout from the virus. But at the same time, though, oh, that was close. Okay, you know what? At the same time, though, if we do end up taking damage from anything close to us in close quarter combat range, we will be able to basically just destroy them between the virus and having the mom's knife. Yeah, we'll definitely take that. 4 skulls for 1 bomb. I might as well go for it. Sometimes it works out and you get a couple extra soul hearts. Sometimes it didn't. There we go. Big time damage upgrade there. I don't know why I don't know why the knife shot out behind Isaac because I was facing the other way, but yeah, you do you, game. Worm buddy. Oh man. Oh man. Worm buddy plus mom's knife. Holy moly. That is going to be a brutal combo. And we get Champion Belt, which is going to give us even more damage, too. Wow. Half-price sack gave us a key and a coin, so it really only cost us 2 cents. But much like Brimstone, you know, Mom's Knife and Brimstone are forever entwined. They're forever connected. Both of them are iconic items. Both of them receive lots of criticism from some people. Not everybody, of course. I mean, I love Mom's Knife. I love Brimstone. But some people don't like them from a view watcher standpoint because they feel that they're too boring. They cancel out a lot of tier effects and that sort of thing, which I get from a perspective of being a viewer. But at the same time, though, they're so powerful. Like I love seeing how bonkers a Mom's Knife run can get, which is the stupid amounts of damage. And if you give a player like me Mom's Knife, we're about to have some fun. So there's a very slight chance we could have gotten boned there because of teleporter taking us to the Ayamera room. Thankfully, it didn't happen, but you got to be careful about that. Make sure you go through most of the floor, or at least you have nothing to lose on the floor before teleporting, really. Otherwise, you run the risk of skipping the floor entirely, which is kind of bad. Yeah. Look at that. Worm Buddy, Mom's Knife combo. We get another HP upgrade. And we could go... We're so far ahead right now. We should at least go play the sack room down to like 1 soul heart. I'm hoping that we get a bunch of money here or something from a fanny pack. That one came from the sack room here itself. The quorum we don't really need. You gotta try it. We get soul heart. Okay, that's basically all we can do. They see the maximum buff, buff amount from. Yeah, we'll go ahead and take it. Judgment card. Okay. You see the maximum amount of buff that we gain from Bloody Gust. If this is a demon judgment, though, we're not done yet. Yeah. You see, it fully augmented our movement speed. It fully augmented everything that we needed to. We have a golden chest here that we didn't open in the mom trap room, so we might as well go for it. Sure. I mean, we're not going to use stem cell, so now you might be wondering, well, wait a second, how come that's making you do that again? Well, the reason why we had to do the boss trap or mob trap room again is because technically speaking, we never actually started it the last time because we didn't take both of the chests. It's very much like boss rush. If you end up not boss rush, what am I thinking of? The other boss trap room. God, I can't even think right now. It's very much like that, where if there's something on the ground, like a consumable, or like just any kind of consumable, really, it's not going to trigger anything. If there's money on the ground, it's not going to trigger that. The room won't start until you actually open a chest or take an item out of the room. And since we didn't open that chest when we first went in there, that's the reason why that it never actually triggered. It did trigger the first time, obviously, but we didn't complete the room at all. We did not fully trigger it. No D8, no thank you. You have 5 keys, but it's not. Part of me wants to be really lazy and use a key just to randomly teleport around to get that mini charge, but we could just go in here and just do the exact same thing. Get a full charge here. There is the secret room there, but we don't have bombs. There's a planetarium. Interesting. Obviously, I felt comfortable using so much HP on that sack room shuffle there. Well, another HP upgrade, but this time it's Venus, and Venus is fantastic. I did feel comfortable with going into that sack room and using, basically with the understanding that I'm going to use most of our HP in there. It's all because we just have an overwhelming amounts of damage right now. It's not like world-breaking damage, for sure. I mean, 7.57 damage normally wouldn't be all that big of a deal, but because we have Mom's Knife, it amplifies that damage. It scales it very, very nicely. There's no reason for us to take Sack Altar, so we'll just head on down. Curse the Blind. Okay. Well, that, I mean, it did exactly what I was going to do anyway, which is just say, screw this floor. We'll head on down. I'd say that's one way to catch up to boss rush right there. I do want to go into the curse room here. There's the boss trap room as well, but obviously we can't get in there unless we teleport in there, which is possible. Might as well go into the vault while we're here. Mimic chest. No, it's not. We've already spent 2 keys in there. I'm not going to spend half of a soul heart either. We're about to spend half of one here going into the curse room, which ended up profiting us 1.5 soul hearts. Very nice. Look at that. You couldn't see it, but Worm Buddy was actually making the big time play there. There he is. Look, I'm Chubb being grabbed by Worm Buddy. That's you, Chubb. So obviously we can just go straight to boss rush here. We can teleport out. We just have to hope that it does not teleport us back into the boss room. Or we could also alternatively just take our time. We've got plenty of time, more than 4 minutes, to get to this entire floor, find the Fool card, and then also beat Mom. The Vortex screwed me up there. The charge key. Probably should have let that go. I sincerely doubt that we're going to be put back into the boss room here. And even if we do, like, we can do a couple waves of boss rush and then just get a full charge on the teleporter and just use it again. So, we take the negative here because we haven't been down there in a little bit. And, oh, man. I will take Gimpy and I will take Lusty Blood as well. With Mom's Knife, that is going to be an absolute buttload of damage. I'm going to take, I mean, Monty's great, but I'm going to take Camo Undies. Mainly because I just want the movement speed. And we don't need Montezuma's. Montezuma's would normally fit the bill for a secondary source of damage here. But in this case, we don't need a secondary source of damage. Our primary source of damage is more than enough. We just got to be careful now with the HP and get it all back. Use a bomb. The secret room could be here. I'd be surprised if it is, but it could be. Yeah. A little bit surprising there. Lusty Blood is an item that is going to allow us to deal more damage every time we kill something. Our shop and our item are definitely adjacent. All right, let's stop taking damage here. Let's stop this damage. Lusty Blood is going to give us an ever-increasing amount of damage based on how many things we kill in the room. And that does reset as soon as you leave the room. So, but unlike Bloody Lust, Lusty Blood, at least it scales up much faster, and it does not call for you to take damage in order for you to get the benefits. Obviously, we don't care about Data Miner here. It's still bad. Even after the Repentance Plus buffs, it is still not an item that I recommend using. Because the main problem with Data Miner is that it shuffles your stats and makes for glitched item pedestals. We don't want that at all. Also, what I really don't want is to take any more damage here, because this is starting to get a little annoying here, game. We got to cut down on the damage in a big way. Let's go into the boss trap room. Fortunately, we cannot get those bombs. Yes, even though we have Camo Undies active, we're still being able to be seen by spikes, because, as we all know, spikes are totally with conscience. They are sentient in this game. So there's no real risk here, because we can just teleport out of the boss trap room. It's going to be a movement speed upgrade, which I will take. And we're back in the shop. The game just wanted me to do this room one more time, huh? All right, we're going to have to play careful here until we get a soul heart or two. I was hoping that we were going to get some soul hearts in the shop, but that did not happen. We don't have any bombs, so I can't bomb any skulls. We're just going to have to play super careful right now. Of course, one thing that we do have going for us is just the fact that we just have an absolute boatload of damage. That's 2 of clubs. Kind of robbed myself out of a free bomb there, but that's okay. This is where external information mod really moves against you. Usually there's a tinted rock in there too, but this time there was not. There's usually a tinted rock in here as well, and this time there was also not. So we're backing off on the aggression for now until we can at least get 1 soul heart here. Gotta be careful of the death rattle from Warm Buddy. Super Seeker might be there. I'm not using teleporter right now just because we just don't need to. I mean, we should, but right now I'm also looking for a tinted rock. Yeah, so dead ends I'll definitely take out. We got to go against death here. Big crowd control there by Worm Buddy. But unfortunately it's death, so we don't get an HP upgrade at all. I'm gonna double back here and see if we can get really anything out of these floors. It's not that big of a deal for us to go do this again, just based on the fact that we just have so much damage. Power pill. We could save the power pill in case if we are faced with impending damage. Triple green Dookie's kind of nasty, actually. Bad room. Okay. And we'll just go into the next floor and then just skip straight to the boss. Well, I say that, but theoretically anyway. Hoping one of these sacks could drop us a Hierophant card or something. I am going to use teleport. And we'll take Squeezy. So we get a Tears upgrade here, which is not that big of a deal for Mom's Knife. All it does is it just increases the speed that the knife charges. It's pretty much it. Yeah, we needed to kill Bloat there before the leap. Thankfully, with Squeezy, we did get those 2 soul hearts, and that was a pretty fortunate teleport there. Can't squander this now. We gotta keep playing safe. Health up container here, which I will take. Remember, we have the negative, not the Polaroid, so that's something to be aware of. Get grabbed by Worm Buddy. Spider thought he was getting away. 3 bombs. We might find a skull in here. Yeah. Card. Hermit card. I don't think the Hermit card is better than the Power Pill right now. Power Pill at least allows us to it at least allows us to destroy a boss that we might have problems with. Like, we'll probably end up using it for Stanley or someone. Even Lamb. I mean, ideally we would have it all the way to Lamb, so. This room surprisingly sucks because there's so many skulls going on. It's easy to get lost in the pattern of things. And also sometimes, like that right there, I was just getting ready to say, sometimes these nubs make ridiculous plays on you. Sometimes they just fire randomly and it can just hit you. Great block by Mom's Knife there. Now, I'm not salty about not getting a Devil Deal there. We don't have enough HP for me to take one anyway, and even if there was a Devil Deal in there, I wouldn't probably take it, just based on, unless it was 9 lives, just because we have such little HP. Room's a really easy room to panic in, especially if you're on low life. Don't need to do that. Take him one hit at a time. Venus is helping charm things, which allows them to just kind of run into each other. Don't have to worry about the doppelganger because he's not firing at us. Some bombs here. It's good for hopefully some skull bashing, skull breaking. Thought game. I saw you trying to explode there. I'm hoping that teleport just takes us straight to Stanley. This is not a room that I want to be in. Leave it to the blorbs, man. Leave it to the blorbs. Obviously, we can't go in the curse room because that would just be a death sentence. But I'm hoping. No, I don't want. We don't need Damon's Tail. That's the slowest moving shot I think I've seen in a while. Hopefully, this is the right way to go. Okay, it is the right way to go. Now we got to be ultra careful here. I don't see any place obvious that the secret room would have been. And usually in Shoal, it's the secret room's. Well, I mean, a secret room is a secret room. It's not dependent on what floor you're going into. I don't see any place obvious, and I'm not going to look for it. All right, we got to really lock in beast mode Stanley here. So the early part of this fight is going to be boosted thanks to us having Lusty Blood and killing the ads and falling at the beginning. Great grab by Worm Buddy there. We got to play flawless here. There you go. That's where that damage comes from. Still have the power pill. It's good. Hey, if we get lucky, we just go straight to Lamb. I'm going to take just a peek at these chests. I'm not expecting anything. Mini charge there is nice. Ooh, empty vessel is huge for us. So that's going to give us not only the shield, but also give us 2 soul hearts and flying. Got a triple chub up in here. Triple chubbed up on a Tuesday. So flying now, I mean, flying's not that big of a deal at this point. But what is a big deal is having these soul hearts, and we need to not squander them. There's the shield coming in from empty vessel. Big time plays. We get a Volcano rune, which isn't going to do anything for us. Don't know if this is the right way to go. I'm going to hold off and teleport for now. Okay. Now that we know it's not the right way to go, we go back over here. Into our starting room, which we might as well just grab this one and just rip it. Double Mega Fatties, not what I wanted to see. But thankfully, again, our confidence is built off of our damage. So in order for us to go back and get the power pill, we got to go back and grab it, obviously. I didn't look at the time, so I don't know when empty vessel is supposed to be kicking in. But right here, I mean, that was all Venus, 100% Venus right there. Showing you the real power of charm and crowd control. I feel like this is wrong way. All right. All right, teleport. Pick a direction here. You've not given us any clear indicator of which way is which here, game. Did we go in here? I don't remember. Did not. Hey, give me more Forsaken rooms. Mom's Eye. We don't really. Okay, yeah, that was Champion Green Cage and Red Mega Fatty and whatever else was up there. Probably another cage. That is not a room that we want to be in. Charm effects making Monstro 2 very, very, very weird. This has been a dogfight of a chest so far. And going in the wrong direction every which way is not helping things. Yeah, we get the empty vessel kicked off at 28 minutes exactly. So what we're going to do is we're going to time the next empty vessel shield if this is where Lamb goes. Should be on the 40 of the next or the 20 of the next minute. Now, if we needed to play it super ultra mega safe, I could. Okay, yeah, it was 40. I could just wait before every single room and wait for empty vessel to kick in. Like right now, the next one's not going to kick in until 29:20. So we need to go. We basically need to go into the Lamb fight at like 29:15, basically. And then we should start this one off with the empty vessel shield and then have power pill. So there's Empty Vessel. Empty Vessel does not last infinitely, so you gotta be aware. Then we're gonna go in with Power Pill here. Virus doing some work there. There we go, baby. No, that was a pretty close call for most of that run there. Got a little bit too cocky with our damage, and it almost cost us. But no real close calls in there. But wow, it was basically just a textbook Mom's Knife run. That it really cuts down on the danger factor up to a certain point. I mean, if you get Mom's Knife, you can absolutely lose the run. There's just because you have a lot of damage doesn't mean that if you take bad damage here, bad damage there. And that run really showcased how little tiny hits here and there, no matter how much damage you do, can add up over time and put you in a very bad situation. So, but thanks to Squeezy, we were able to get out of that, and also, of course, the Empty Vessel, and then just knowing the items. That's why I tell new players as well, learn the items, learn what to take, learn what not to take. Of course, you have whenever I remember to enable it, you have the external information mod. If you're on console, you don't have that, but you can go check out Luke's website, platinumgod.co.uk, which has every single item on the website with all their effects and all where they come from. Basically, it's plugged straight into the wiki. So yeah, lots of resources. It was a good showcasing of game knowledge there, and I'm happy with the way that it turned out. So thank you for watching, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Hope you all have a good day, the rest of the day, and going on into the midweek tomorrow for Wacky Wednesday. Until then, thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, and as always, I will see you all next time. Until then, so long, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. Like things to patrons of mine like the Larger Trout, Heather Furlong, and Hunter Douglas. If you'd like to have your name read at the end of an Isaac episode, check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find at patreon.com/Invicta.